Hello, everyone. This is OCN Live, your daily show. We're bringing the weird, the strange, the sad, the glad, whatever it may be from ourcommunitynow.com. I'm Josh.
I'm Ginny.
Saying hello. Welcome to it's Tuesday. It's today Tuesday.
Is it? Oh, Whew. Friday, please.
Yeah, I got confused with Monday yesterday. I said Thursday, and then the coworkers got mad because I was like, "We're so much closer to Friday," and then it just didn't go over well.
Well, we're inching closer.
We're getting there. So, gang, we usually bring you four fun stories from the OCN, but lately we've been bringing in a lot of fun interviews because it's just fun to bring in people from our community around the world that make differences in people's lives, have something to share. Artists, musicians, whatever it may be, we try to bring it your way. And today, we do have another special guest. His name is Ken Scar, and he is he's a photographer, right? I mean, he's been a lot.
Yes.
But he was definitely a photographer in Afghanistan. He's taken a lot of incredible photos. The guy has an incredible background. He originally started out as a theater and television scenic artist. I don't know how someone gets that job, but it sounds like something I'd love.
Yeah.
Would you do it?
Super cool.
Yeah. And I like it. So he joined the Army at like 40 years old, which is just kind of blows me away.
I want to hear that story.
Yeah, I do too. And I kind of want to tell you guys more, but I think I'm going to let him do it. So now I'm going to bring in Ken so he can talk about himself because he doesn't want to hear more about themselves. Hey, Ken, how you doing today?
Hi, guys. Thanks so much for having me and being interested in whatever I have to say.
Absolutely. Hey, that's what we do around
Well,
here.
we'll be the judge of that, yes.
Yeah, so I kind of set up what you have accomplished and what you do in life and what you've done. So could you give us a little bit of background on you and what got you to where you're at today?
Well, sure. So I grew up in Buena Vista, Colorado, just up in the
Right.
mountains from where you guys are.
Colorado guy.
I went to college at UNC, University of Northern Colorado, and got degrees in journalism and theater, like the two worst degrees to get if you actually want to make a living.
It's like a communication degree that I have, yes.
Yeah,
uh-huh.
we're
Exactly.
there. We're there.
Yes.
But somehow I've made my living in both those fields since I graduated. I started out in theater in California, painting scenery at the Old Globe Theater in San Diego, painted sets for Broadway shows and world premieres. And then I went on to television. I got a job as a lead scenic on a television show, Veronica Mars.
Really?
Oh!
Wow.
Hey, isn't that Kristen Bell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Early
You've
days
heard
of
of it?
Kristen Bell?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a little
Right.
show.
That's
We've
good.
watched
She's
it.
my girl. Yeah. So I got to work with her and that whole cast and crew for 2 years, the last seasons 2 and 3. And then
Wow.
we had kids and we decided to move back to Colorado, to Buena Vista, to raise our kids. And
Solid
I
choice.
started my own painting company up in Buena Vista. I did decorative painting and faux finishes and a lot of straight painting. I got hired by the city of Aspen to do a bunch of work in the Wheeler Opera House. Got
Wow.
hired by the city of Telluride to do work in the Sheridan Opera House in Telluride. And then
You get to go to all the fun places.
I know. Lucky him.
Yeah. It was great work. And then in 2009, when I was 40 years old, I decided to join the Army.
Wow.
And so complete 180-degree life change, going from being, an artist to being a soldier is about as big a life change as I could have possibly made.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's the $1,000,000 question. Why?
Yeah. What?
Why? I read
Why?
that. I'm like, we
Yeah.
gotta ask Ken this. Holy cow.
yeah, well, I'd always wanted to serve. And at the time, the Army had raised its maximum age to 42. So you could actually join the Army if you were 42 years old, if you could pass all the tests and the physicals. And most people my age, they had bad knees, bad back, or whatever. And I passed all the tests, and they're like, come on in the Army, be a soldier, Scar.
You can do it.
Yeah. The catalyst for it was my marriage ended abruptly and I was kind of going off the rails and I needed something to sort of put me back on track. And I thought maybe the Army could do that in an honorable way.
Wow.
But like I said, it was a 180-degree life change. So basic training when I was 40 years old was an experience, believe me. Running with,
Can't even imagine.
teenagers and 20-year-olds, yeah. But my drill sergeants, they love my name, Scar.
Yeah, I was going to say, your name alone should have just got you free entry into the Army.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
So what was your rank? Were you like Private Scar or like Sergeant Scar?
Well, when I started, cool. I was specialist. I was Specialist Scar.
That sounds even cooler.
Yeah, but now I'm Sergeant Scar.
No. Yeah. I love the name.
You Sergeant need the bumper sticker or something.
Yeah. But my drill sergeants loved it. They're like, bring your pride over here, Scar. We know you just can't wait to be king.
So once you joined the Army and you got in, did you become a communications officer right away? I mean, did they see that you had a talent for this kind of stuff, or did you go in knowing that was going to be your role?
I did know that. That's what I specified when I went to MEPS there in Denver. That's where you go sign up for the Army. I said, I'd like to be a photojournalist. And of course, at first they're like, oh, there's only like 300 of those in the whole Army. There's no spots for that. And I said, okay, well, thanks anyway. And I left. And then they called me a few weeks later. You still interested? Because their spot opened up.
Really?
And so I took it. So I went in knowing that's what I was going to do. And I had to give them 5 years of active duty because they give you, they spend so much time and money training you to be a combat cameraman is what we're called, that you have to give them 5 years. So I did. I signed up for 5 years to tell the stories of soldiers.
So you said combat cameraman, meaning that you were being a photojournalist in a active war area or an active area?
That's right, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, so I deployed to Afghanistan in 2011, August of 2011. I was there exactly 10 years ago, like right at the midpoint of the war.
Wow.
And of course, that's when the surge was happening. And that's why they were bringing in old guys like me. So I spent a year over there. Being an Army photojournalist is a cool job because I got to go all over Regional Command East. I wasn't like stationed at one FOB or one COP. I got to travel all over the place and see all the different things soldiers do.
Wow.
And hopefully use my photos and stories to bring them some deserved recognition. That was the job.
Yeah, they have. I mean, 10 years later, that's how we found you. Facebook. It was so funny. My pastor at Ford, he had shared these beautiful pictures of these children, and I started looking through it, and Ken Scar was on it. And so, I'm messaging you saying, wow, love these pictures, these children that you've encountered. It was really moving and beautiful, and you were so open to share them. So thank you so much.
Well, I appreciate that. Like I said in that post, whenever I could get a picture of Afghan children, it was like a gift. Some villages that we rolled into were very happy to see us. Some villages, you could tell it was openly hostile. But almost always the kids would come running up to us and want to engage with us,
Sure.
And especially the little girls, because in Afghanistan, young girls are treasured, and they don't like to share them. Their culture's very protective of their little girls, so they would hide them away from the American soldiers. Oftentimes, when we came rolling in, so whenever I could get a picture of a little Afghan girl, I was just I felt like winning the lottery. And thankfully, I was able to get quite a few. And they're beautiful. I know if you've seen the pictures, they always have, even in the poorest villages, they have these beautiful dresses that they'd wear, colorful dresses. They're always just so picturesque wherever we went. So those are the people I feel the worst for now, what's going on over there. They're the ones I worry about the most, are those little kids, especially the girls, and I think I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
Right. I know. I was looking at those pictures and thinking, those were taken 10 years ago, and where are those children now? They're not children anymore.
Yeah, they're adults.
A lot of them are teenagers now.
Yeah.
Right.
Young adults now. So
Before we move into the what's going on in Afghanistan right now, there are 3 photos that you shared with us that I would like you to at least give us a comment on if you could. And I'm going to bring up the first, and you'll be able to see it on your screen there. So this first one, looks really intense. So set this one up for us. Where was, if you can?
That's it. Sure. That was my first mission outside the wire. I went to Forward Operating Base Organy in Paktika Province, and that is a howitzer 777 weapon. It's a incredibly powerful cannon. Those things, they have to take into account the curvature of the earth when they're aiming those things. And this private, he was a private gunner, I just happened to snap my photo when the flame blast, which you can't really see with the naked eye when it happens.
Yeah.
So when I went back to look through my photos, I couldn't believe that I had captured it at just the right moment when he was firing that weapon. And that picture, I've seen it all over the place. It's like, I've seen it, I still see it, on websites and places like, oh, there it is again.
Wow.
It's been very popular since I took it.
Incredible photo. I'm going to move on to this next one because this one really kind of, I'm going to save one I'll say that one for last. This next one, let's do this one first. So it looks like you're in an aircraft. Describe this one for us.
Yep. So this is out at the back of a Chinook helicopter. We were flying from Bagram to Jalalabad. Jalalabad's the city right where the Khyber Pass is that goes over into Pakistan from Afghanistan. But you fly over these rugged mountains, and it's actually like the easiest picture I ever took. That soldier sitting there is the loadmaster. So she's the one that puts everybody in their place and puts all the equipment and makes sure it's all locked down. And she saw that I had a camera, and she put me at the very back, in the last bench in the back. And as we start flying, she went over and opened up that gate, which I was like, wow, look at that. That's so cool. And then she went out and sat there on the edge of it and just kind of watched that other Chinook that was following us as we were flying over the mountains. So all I did was turn and take a picture of her there.
Wow.
And that was the U.S. Army Photograph of the Year in 2012.
Whoa.
The easiest picture I ever took.
Right. It's kind of funny how you take a photo sometimes you don't know which one's going to be the one that really, people use or look at.
You never know.
And that one, I mean, did you think it was going to win you an award?
Nah, I had, I thought this is too easy. This is too cool.
And of course, a woman put it together. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She set the stage. She knew the vision. We have the
say,
vision.
she probably had a plan because when she opened that door, she probably knew. I mean, she's a bright
This is
cookie.
going to be the $1 million
she knew
picture.
what she was doing. She saw me with the camera, so she knew I was going to get that shot, and I did.
Good for her.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shot.
So this next one, it looks like a heart-wrenching sort of photo. So I just want you to set this one up. It's two men hugging.
Sure.
Just set it up for us. What is this one?
So that was actually, I took that here at Clemson, and it was a ROTC commissioning ceremony. So the soldier on the left had just been pinned a second lieutenant by his dad, who's the soldier on the right. So he'd just become a soldier, and they embraced in front of the flag, and I was able to get that picture. And it was the United States Military Photo of the Year in 2015.
Wow.
Decreed by the Department of Defense.
Right.
And I even, I got the reflection of a tear in his eye because it meant so much to him to, be a soldier like his dad, finally.
Wow.
But I like this picture. It's good for photographers. I kind of use it as a learning tool because a lot of military photographers don't like to go to these commissioning ceremonies and retirement ceremonies. They all seem kind of boring and routine. Mm-hmm. But I like to say there's some of the most emotional moments you can capture at those ceremonies. So never half-ass it if you go to one, because you could get a moment like that, and it can become photo of the year.
So you've not had just one photo of the year; you've had two or more.
I've had runners up and several stories of the year, but those are the two biggest awards for photography, I think, that I won. Yeah.
And then you've been picked up by national media outlets. Your photos, correct?
Yeah, I was amazed. I had no idea. as a military photographer, all our photographs, all our content belongs to the American citizens. It's public domain. And so news outlets know that. And so, and we as military photographers can go places even civilian photographers cannot go.
Yeah.
We have access to everything. So we were able to get pictures of stuff that no one else can. So news outlets like CNN and Fox News, New York Times, if they're looking for something, an image of something particular, they know how to search for our photos and pull them. It doesn't cost them anything. So I've been amazed by the outlets that have picked up my photographs over the years. It's just, and they keep getting picked up. I took some photos in Korea 4 years ago that have been, Reuters has been picking them up in the AP lately because there's been a lot going on in Korea. I took a particular photo of a Korean flag and an American flag kind of blown together. And I've seen that all over the place. So a lot of people don't think about joining the military to become a professional photographer, but it's a really good way to build your resume, which I found out.
It must be an amazing sense of satisfaction to know that your photographs have been used in that way. I mean, the sense of accomplishment you must have must be incredible, and I'm envious for you for that because that's incredible work. So thank you for the photos and thank you for the service. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, it's always a thrill. Always a thrill when I see one of my pictures somewhere.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt.
Pop up somewhere. One of my friends will be like, "Scar, is this your picture?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that is mine. That's awesome." I'm always thrilled. Just like, and it's great for the soldiers too. I mean, a big part of the job was morale, because if you can get a soldier's picture in his hometown paper or his story, it boosts the morale of his whole unit. And that was the best part of my job.
That's pretty big.
That must be so meaningful to the families as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do your kids recognize that you're this award-winning photographer, and that they could be flipping through? Well, I don't think they thumb through paper anymore.
Yeah,
digital, Facebook. That your photos would be popping up. Have they recognized that yet?
Well, they're both in high school. They're both highly unimpressed with me. My daughter, the only time she wants my photography skills is if I could take some pictures of her for her Instagram, right?
But she's got that down because she probably has the selfies, so she doesn't need Dad.
Yeah, she doesn't need me. And they're of course they're both sick of me pointing my camera at them. I mean,
yeah, because when Dad's a photographer, I'm sure you're following them forever.
They're great subjects to practice on,
Yeah.
Free senior pictures,
though. I know they're proud of me. They're proud of my students. I know.
Yeah, I have no doubt.
Just they're pretty underwhelmed by any awards or recognition I get.
Sounds like normal.
Which you would expect.
Yeah, children keep you humble. That's a good thing. Yeah.
It is a good thing. Yeah. So.
All right. So we know you're an award-winning photographer. Do you currently have any books or anything out right now that you're looking to connect people to and stuff like that? So what do you have going on there?
Thanks. I did put a book of my photographs from Afghanistan together. It's called 1 Year in Afghanistan.
Okay.
And I self-published it, and I think I sent you guys a link.
Yeah, we dropped it in the description.
Coffee table. It's like a coffee table-sized book, and all the photos have captions with them that describe what you're looking at, and where they were taken, and what day they were taken. So if anyone's interested in something like that,
I think the OCN crew here will buy one, and we'll put it on our office desk here for when our guests show up. That way they got something to look through. So
that'd be awesome,
you got one from us.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's great. So that makes it free. I think the parents have one.
I'm hoping to get you by 4 at the end of the day.
Can we have a signed? Can you sign one for us, Ken? Will you sign one for us? Okay.
Oh,
perfect.
That's going to happen.
Yeah, next time I'm in Denver, I'll just stop by your office.
Please do. We'll bring you in for another interview. We'll talk about whatever's going on, because we know there's plenty going on in the world today. So I'd love to have you guys in for that. So, all right, folks, don't forget to pick up his photography book. I went ahead and put the description inside for all of you to purchase that, because we're here to support the troops, and you might as well support this guy by picking up his book and having that coffee table photo album for everyone in your family. So, Ken, I wanted to thank you so much for joining us today. I'm going to give you the last thought or last statement you'd love to give to the audience out there before we let you go.
Well, support the troops. I was amazed when I was in uniform. I got out a couple years ago. And, soldiers today are just so supported by the American public. It's amazing. When I was in uniform, I hardly ever had to pay for my own coffee. People would come up to me and thank me for my service. And it means a lot to everyone in uniform to know that they're appreciated what they do, because it is a sacrifice, believe me. It's a sacrifice. You start sacrificing the minute you get on the bus to go to basic training.
Wow.
And your family sacrifices. I know it's sort of cliche to say that service members sacrifice for their country, but they do. They sacrifice a lot. So thank you guys for your support, and support our military.
You have it. And we'll keep supporting every day. So again, Ken, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to a future interview.
Thank you.
I look forward to it, guys. Thanks so much.
All right.
Appreciate your interest in me.
Absolutely. Thanks again.
Thanks, Ken.
Yep.
All right, gang. That is Ken Scar, photojournalist for the Army. So I would pick up that book. Go ahead and click on that link that I provided. That way you can pick that book for him. Support your troops all the way. Gang, also, we have a YouTube channel. Go over there, like, subscribe, get notifications, because every time we make something cool, we want you to see it. We are Our Community Now over there. And don't forget to visit our website, which is ourcommunitynow.com. That's your job. You're the .comer. Remember?
Oh, I'm .com?
Want to do it again?
Okay.
ourcommunitynow.com. She's all over it, gang. So thanks for joining us for a Tuesday edition of OCN Live. I am your host, Josh, along with
Ginny Jordan.
saying have a great day, everybody. And as always, leave them something inspirational.
Oh, that's a lot of pressure.
It is.
It's Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday.
Support your
3 days.
3 days
until Friday. And
support your troops.
that's right.
All right, gang. Thanks for sticking around. We'll see you next time.